know the type of man that you married. Know the type of man you married, because then that will eliminate all kinds of stress. When you know the type of man that you marry, you can be confident in what you can bring to the table. And if you're in the dating phases, if you asked that question earlier, you can see if that's what I'm willing to do. Because if you ask that question to a man and he says, well, I want a woman who's doing this and doing that, and I think that will help my life, you can say, I'm not willing to do that. Or I don't think that he's the right one for me because I don't think I bring that to the table. When you are with a man and you're dating him, or you know it's serious and you know that you want to be a wife, one of the things you can ask him is, hi wives and future wives, I just want to encourage you to click the affiliate Amazon link in my bio. There you can find books that are going to help you on your wifehood journey. I'm telling you, it's going to help change your mindset. It's going to help you on your femininity journey as well. Listen, click the link and get those books so you can soar and thrive on your quest to being the wife God has called you to be. Because remember, the wife is not just a married woman under the law, but she is a mindset. God bless. Hi, wives and future wives. I want to talk to you about the importance of being the woman your man needs. Marriage isn't really a one size fit all. And when it comes to being a wife, you need to be the wife that is necessary for the husband that you have married. Now, there are general principles when it comes to being a wife and being married that are definitely going to be helpful for you and get you through married life. And that's gonna work. There are general principles, right? But outside of that, to really be a valuable Proverbs 31 woman, in Proverbs 31:11, it says that her husband trusts her. She is trustworthy. He can trust her with everything. He doesn't have to worry about anything because he knows the type of woman that he married and how valuable she is. And you want to be the type of wife that if you were to ever leave your husband's life, that would be a great disservice to him. His quality of living in life would go down because you provide so much value that he doesn't want to lose you. He would regret losing you. You want to have that type of value. And the way to do that outside of the general principles of being a good wife is to learn the type of husband or the type of man that you have, because not every husband is one size fit all. Now, again, there are some general things that you can do to please your husband and he will be fine with it, that all men mostly want. Most men, they want to be respected. Okay. Most men, they want a woman that is agreeable and that is going to support them. But then there are other things that only the man God has given you is going to need, and the other man over there is not going to need from you. Depending on where your husband is, where this man is in his life at this point, right? Where you are in your life and at this point, when God puts you together. Learning him. This is why the vetting process is so important. Learning what he's about. What is he into? What does he like? What does he expect from you? Have those conversations. Let's not just have conversations about what's your favorite movie, but let's have serious conversations. Hey, if we were to get married, what is it that you want from me? What is it that I can do or should bring to the table that is going to help you? That is actually, I think, a really good question to ask a man. And I personally think that a man would be impressed if you ask this question. This is a question that you would ask him to let him know that you are not like others and that you are serious about wifehood. When you are with a man and you're dating him, or you know it's serious and you know that you want to be a wife, one of the things you can ask him is, what kind of wife can I be to you that is going to help you in your life? What kind of woman do you need in your life? And also, as you guys have been married throughout the years, you're going to change. He's going to change. There's going to be kids that come into the picture. A lot of things are going to change. You may move. You may get bigger. You may get smaller. So many things are going to change. And so you may want to ask this question yearly or even quarterly again. Babe, I want to ask you, what can I do in this season of life to make things more comfortable to you, to be more of a value and more of a help to you? Because remember, God made women to be the helpmate to the husband. Eve was a helpmate for Adam, right? So if you're not helping, you're not in your calling as a wife.
Nothing, period.
This is not a question that you should just ask at the start of your dating, but also as you are going through different seasons and years in marriage, this is something that you can ask because things are going to change. The wife that he needed when you first were dating is not going to be the wife he needs when you're in your 10th year, 5th year, even 3rd year of marriage, even 20th year of marriage. So it's always good to check in with your husband to let him know that you care and you want to know how can I serve you in this season, right? Be the type of woman your man needs, your husband needs. Again, not all men are going to need the same type of wife. They may require and want certain things from a wife that is general, that is never going to change, like I've mentioned before, but that does not necessarily mean that that man that God has placed for you is going to always require and want the same thing. For example, what if you have a man that works 10-hour shifts, that's always gone? He's always gone. He's working so hard. He barely comes home. Like when he gets home, it's the crack of dawn because of whatever type of job he's in. Maybe he's in the beginning stages of his new career and he's working a lot, right? What can you do to make his life easier? And you can ask him, what can I do? Maybe you can make his lunch so y'all can save money and you don't have to worry about him, going off to eat and spending money that way. Maybe you can iron his clothes or make sure his clothes ready because he's getting home so late. And so he's going to be sleeping most of the day and then get back up. So when he gets back up to go to work, his clothes are already done. His lunch is already made. Maybe you can put extra food in there if he's working so long or so late. Maybe you can make sure the house is clean. Maybe you can make sure the kids are tucked in and ready. Whatever you need for a man that's living that kind of busy life. Another thing is if he is very busy and he's not always up to date on what the kids are doing in school and all their projects and things like that, maybe you can pick one day where he's free and, there's no distractions. You can say, hey, I just want to let you know this child is working on this child is working on this. I'm going, we have a meeting for this or that. You can let him know what's going on with the children because sometimes as women, we get offended or annoyed if our husband isn't really up to date with the children. But if he's working so long, that is our time to tell our husbands, hey, this is what, so-and-so is working on. This is what their teacher is saying. This is what we need to be doing for this project, et cetera, et cetera. So brief him, let him know. Okay. So in that season, you're going to have to be a lot more, and you're going to have to also have patient character and disposition as well. You just need to know what season your husband is in and really figure out by just watching and observing and also asking, because sometimes some men do not open up. So you can ask them, baby, what can I do to help you in this season? And he may just say, well, nothing, right? But then if you just look at his actions and you can see where you feel like you can be of a help, you don't even really need to always ask. You can just get it done. You can just do it for him. You notice that he's hungry when he comes home, have some food ready for him. Whatever it is that you need to do, right? If your husband, he works in the corporate sect and he does a lot of events and he needs a wife that is event ready. So he likes it when you're a little bit high maintenance. He wants you to have your hair together. He wants you to have your nails done. He wants you to look good. He wants you to, always be up to par. Maybe he's going to have friends coming over and he wants the house looking good and some food ready or whatever. You just have to really think about what kind of man you have. Also, there are some men who don't require all the things that a traditional wife would do, the cooking, the cleaning, and things like that. There's some men who don't even require that. Maybe they just want their wife to be arm candy. Maybe he chose you because not only are you a sweet girl, but you're also beautiful. And so he just wants you to look good on his arm. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you signed up for it. You know the type of man that you got, right? So you just have to understand the type of husband that you have and what he needs. And it's not always going to be a one-size-fit-all wife for every man. What one husband may want and require from his wife and desire from his wife is not going to be the same as what another husband wants and desires from his wife. And so that's why you have to really get to know your husband. You have to really get to know the man that you are dating to be his wife, to one day be your husband, because then you'll know how to serve him properly. You'll know what he wants. You know what he'll desire. You know what's going to help him. And remember, you are a helper. If you're not helping, you're not doing anything. So I just wanted to put that out there because so many podcasts and so many things about relationships going on, but there's not a lot of nuance. We need more nuance in these conversations. Maybe he just needs somebody to be a support system. Maybe he needs you to encourage him, to uplift him, to let him know he can do it. You know, depending on the season, if he's in a hard season. I've seen some videos of women packing their husband's lunch and they leave little notes like, I love you so much. Thank you for all that you do, all your hard work for our family, so that when their husband eat their lunch, they see that nice note, and that should hopefully make them feel encouraged. You need to really know the type of man that you married or that you're interested in marrying, and figure out, how can I really maximize myself as a helper for this man? And if you already are married, check in with him. What can I do in this season to be all I can be for you, to serve you properly? What can I do? What do you need from me? And if he's not the type of man that opens up and answers those questions, he's not that type of guy, then just simply observe and see where there's some things missing that you can maybe help, that you can fill in those gaps. You know, the question online is, what do you bring to the table to a lot of women today? But I think sometimes there's some nuance. What you bring to the table is, I will fill those missing pieces in your life. I can feel that. I can not only give you the support and the respect and the agreement that you need, and the prayers because of the relationship with God that I bring to the table, but also I will give you that help. I will see where there's some things that need to be fixed. There's some holes that need to be fixed. And I will do my best to help in that direction. And when I'm saying fix that for you, I'm not talking about emotional holes. I'm not talking about being a man's therapist, but I'm just saying, seeing where there is some lack in your household or in your husband, and how you can fill him up by encouraging him, or fill him up by doing something around the house that's going to help him, or fill him up by maybe making his lunch, or fill him up by dressing well and looking your best. So he's coming home from a long day of work and he has this gorgeous looking wife. So really just realize the man that you have and how you can help him in his life. And even if you are married, how all throughout the years can you continue to be that helpmeet and that value in his life that he would hate to lose. God bless. Consider subscribing to my channel. More content updates coming very, very soon. God bless.